Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video here on a Marvel Strike Force. My apologies if my voice is still a bit rough, but today we have some pretty exciting stuff to talk about in the video. I'm going to try to be excited, but I feel like when I get overexcited, then I start coughing and things, so I'm going to try to be calm about what I want to say here in today's video is going to be some things that I have heard across the. Oh, what phrase was I going to say? Through the vines. What is that? I can't even think anymore. Anyways, I've heard some rumors about some characters that may or may not be coming to Marvel Strike Force. Because, well, we're probably wondering, what's around the bend? There's a few things that we know about, anyways. Things like the Hellfire Club, and what I'm almost certain is going to be some sort of Fantastic Four, or what was that other Fantastic Four related team? Something. God, I forget now. I'm talking about it on my Discord server a while back. That like some sort of academy that the Fantastic Four led. I don't know what the team's going to be called, but it seems like there is going to be those types, at least those two teams. But I'm thinking more like later on in June and through July. I think there's a little bit of a gap period where there might be something before this as well. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video. And I think it's going to be something Asgardian related or something to do with that. We're going to talk about some of the characters that I think it could be and what I have been hearing. So if you're ready to go, everybody, let's boil this down. And I want to start here in the Asgardian roster. We're getting a lot of, not a lot, we're seeing a lot of cosmic related characters, well, at least the legendaries, the Age of Annihilus, but also, Quasar, what I honestly, I think is like Blastar is the second legendary character coming, and the third being, was it Blue Marvel? I forgot what I said I thought it was. Some people were saying that maybe it was going to be this Thor clone. What was this, like Firestrike or something? But I think that the next characters, plural, could be related to the Asgardians. But more specifically, I think it could be a villain Asgardian makeup. Now, I went back through my roster. Right, and I was kind of checking. First of all, the hero Asgardians they haven't been touched in forever. I don't think that they're going to be on the docket here. Like, I don't think any of these are going to be on it, but you never know. I could be wrong on this. I think that their theme. I think there's a theme here around villain Asgardians, though. But they've been known to mix, so they very well could be both. As far as reworks go, I was thinking the Lokis together, honestly. Both Loki Teen and Loki. Now, I think this is possible because they have taken two characters from the same team before, namely Rebirth with Captain Carter and Captain America. But they also did it with... Well, no, they didn't. I was going to say they took Gambit, I guess, but it wasn't the same team. Same X-Men team, I guess, but this is the same Bifrost team, right? With Loki and with Loki Teen. The other characters, there's Sylvie, but it's possible, right? I mean, there's three characters here, so it could be one of them. They're all Lokis, right? They're all Loki variants. But this is not a Loki team. It's just that I don't think they'll take Hela because Hela's on the Undying team and it's still not finished. There's still one more zombie left to come out. And unless they start using some Hero Asgardian fillers. But we'll have to wait and see. I just think this is what my thoughts are currently because I think that something related to this is going to be... this is where we're going to jump to here soon. But I think it's going to be to do with Malakth, the Accursed. Now, if you don't know who Malakth is, he is basically the main Dark Elf, I think, from Asgard, or in the Asgardian realms. And there was a very popular, it's been a while now, but there was a large crossover event in the comics called The War of the Realms, which was essentially a Malakth orchestrating a big attack on Earth 616. with the rest of the villains from the Asgardian universe, or the different Asgard realms, namely, I think the Frost Giants and a few others, some characters that we might actually talk about here today. And it led to the rest of the Marvel heroes basically pushing back them back to Asgard. Another photo of Malakth, the accursed here, or more Malakth. And you might remember Malakth from the Thor Dark World, right? I'll be honest. The actor, if I'm not mistaken, was Christopher Eccleston from Doctor Who Acclaim. I think I watched this movie once, and I'll be honest, I don't even remember what the plot was. So that tells you all you need to know about the movie. I can't remember what actually happened in the movie, but he was in it. Here, I don't know if it was a very good portrayal of it, but there you go. There are a few other characters I think that could be on the docket because, again, there's a few types of teams that Scopely tends to do when it comes to this. Now, they are either going to do the 3 new characters and 2, if it's like a proper team, 3 new characters and 2 reworks, or maybe it's a solo character of Malakth, but I just don't see that happening given that they just did a solo Quasar. And unless they're going to be the new Ares, right? And before that, there were some solo characters dropped here and there, maybe once or twice a year. I forget now, without looking at my character roster. I don't know how likely this is right now at this moment in time, however, but not impossible. Sorry, there are some other characters, though. This is the Dark Council related to the War of the Realms, and this is what led me to a couple of thoughts, namely other characters that they could include. And this is someone that's been asked for quite a while, and this is Enchantress, aka Amora the Enchantress. I think a lot of people had been wanting Enchantress to come to the game essentially since Loki's Bifrost were being talked about back then, and it's been really surprising that they haven't decided to do something like this yet. And I'm wondering if this is also going to be possibly part of this group. Again, if it's going to be a full team. I don't think that it's going to be like Malakth with 4 other characters, right? It doesn't make the money, at least in this way. I'm thinking like Infestation with Big Time Spidey. They kind of did it with Mighty Avengers, I suppose, with Hercules, but then Hercules was part of the Uncanny Avengers, so there was still 2 new characters. I don't think we're due for a new Spotlight Raid team yet, but maybe, you know what? Maybe we are, because Alpha Flight is going to be heading out soon, right? And that was, when was that? August? September? Sorry, July, right? When did Alpha Flight come out? So they're kind of on their way out too. So maybe there is, but then maybe Hellfire Club is supposed to. I actually, now that I think about it, I think one of these teams that could be coming very well could be a Spotlight Raid replacement. But there's just been so many raid teams lately. I can't tell you what game mode this would be for. And I think there's too many possibilities here because, we don't need a mutant raid team, but I think that we will get another Spotlight Raid team. Would they replace it with another mutant team, though, like the Hellfire Club for Spotlight as well, after just having Alpha Flight? That part I don't know. And we already kind of have some mutants as well in Uncanny Avengers. I think maybe they would go for something else. So maybe this kind of Asgardian, whatever's going on here with Malakth could be something. Some other potential characters that I was kind of looking around was like King Lafe. I don't know how likely this is because he's like a really big character, or he would look silly, I think, in Marvel Strike Force because he is the leader of the Frost Giants, the father of Loki in the lore and things like that, right? So I don't think that this would be a particularly good-looking character in the game, but the Destroyer armor. Some of you might understand, might know this character, right? I'm trying to get a picture of a better open image in the new tab. The Destroyer armor, and you can also see Kid Loki basically being on the shoulder there. And this was also in the MCU Thor movie, in the first Thor movie, right, as well. The Destroyer armor has been quite a thing. So I don't know why I said that, but I think that this is possible. So in terms of new characters that they could chuck at us, those are kind of the characters that I thought maybe could be a possibility for this. We've just had so many raid teams back to back, you know. We've had 2 raid teams. Is there going to be a third one? We did have before that. We had Starjam. How far? Starjammers, yeah, I guess, right? Would have been the last one before that for Cosmic Crucible. So we could have a war team, like a general war team, or a war, good God, a war defense team. Maybe. That's just all I can think about. They're not really doing Battle World teams anymore because I just don't think that they're doing that after the flop of Battle World 1, and we're not quite there yet for Battle World 2. So realistically, it's going to be like a raid team or a war team, I think, at this point, even though the Quasar was a war offense character. Now, some of the other characters on this list here for the Dark Council, I don't think are really like well known enough to really bring into the game, right? The only one that I can think of is, what was his name? The dude in Ragnarok, right? Surtur. I don't even think he's on here. Cinder, Queen of Cinders, the big giant flaming guy. But again, might be just too big of a character. Who are some of these other ones? I don't even know who some of these other ones. Like, I don't know if they're really that popular though. Beyond that, like Amora the Enchantress really stands out, and I really don't recognize most of these other characters. So I'm not sure if this would be a very big thing. But, you know, it's not impossible, right? And so those are the ones that I think could be coming to Marvel Strike Force. I think that there is a good chance. A lot of these have been highly requested. And actually, in fact, some of these have been also in a survey. There was a character survey, I believe, a couple months ago that I was informed about. These kind of happen from time to time, about characters that you'd like to see into Marvel Strike Force. I was gonna say more than a few months ago. I'm thinking maybe around Christmas time, but I can't remember now. I guess it's more about like how many reworks they plan to do for this team, and which ones would they be, and or would it be a mixed hero villains team? But I think everything that I've heard is that they're leaning towards a villains team on this. But you know, I don't have the 100% Boilon guarantee on anything on this team, so I would not go and upgrade anything. But I guess the good news is, though, if it is any of these of the Bifrost characters, then some of you might have them pretty high, or at least up to G18. 95 is pretty common, because this Bifrost raid team was used for quite some time, and it would make it very easy as well, actually, to convert them into a Spotlight raid team. At least the older characters, if that is what is in fact happening or going to happen. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I'd be interested to know. And we'll see if I get any predictions right this time around. So I'll see you guys on the next video.
And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.